Hi everyone, it's Joe. Here with my post now for Antigone and Ferguson. So for the first question, I talked about how ancient Greeks, for their acoustics, they didn't have technology, electricity like we do today. So they needed to make the stage bode well enough for the acoustics, make sure everyone could hear them. And we see here in this play, we see that, they do use microphones and electricity and speakers, and it really helps the acoustics, to the point where it doesn't really matter where you're sitting today, in a play, because you could be in the first row, you could be in the last row, and you're still going to hear everything just as well, because we think we have speakers, which really make a huge difference, and we don't really think about it, but it is a huge difference. For the second question, the choir here, is, I did some research, and it's actually comprised people from Ferguson, which is, makes the play like extra touching, and really special for this community that's in grief here. I did research on Michael Brown also, and some of the songs really just seem to capture the mood when they're meant to help, shine this positive light on, these hardships and these events that had happened. And now for something I didn't understand for the third question, so I really didn't understand. I didn't know the story about. I didn't get why it was such a the sorrow type of mood. But then I did the research, like I said, on Michael Brown and what happened. He was an unarmed 18-year-old who was murdered by a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri. And his body was left in the streets for many hours, which really was unsettling and did not sit well with a lot of the community for obvious reasons. Yeah, so for the fourth question, I said that, this play really shows that when unjust events, horrible, unjust events occur, people will not just sit there and accept it. They're going to speak up, they're going to speak their mind, make sure their feelings are heard and felt, and it shows that there's power, real power in using theater to represent issues that are going on throughout the world. And these people's voices are important, and it can really have an impact on someone. That can impact someone else, and it can make a difference. It can change the world. So it's really, really shows the power there. For the fifth question, I said that the chorus plays a huge role here. I thought it was, because they were representing the community of Ferguson. I researched that to show that it actually had community members from Ferguson involved. The chorus was kind of like a gospel. They help us understand that nothing about this is fiction. This is real life. This is a real story about real people with real lives, with real feelings, and these tragic events are horrible. And this is something that should matter not just to them, but it should matter to us. Not only should it matter to us, it should matter to us as much as it matters to them. So that, I thought the chorus there was really powerful and was definitely an amazing aspect that was included. Okay, and now for my questions, for the sixth question, my questions to the class. I want to know, were you aware of the story of Michael Brown when watching this play? Because I wasn't, so I'm just curious if other people, were or weren't. What was the most moving part of this play for you? Okay, thanks. Look forward to seeing the replies.